The CEO gave a single dad 6 broken motors as a joke. He turned them into a $500 million empire. The room erupted with laughter as 6 rusted, broken electric motors crashed onto the concrete floor. For everyone watching, it was a joke. For one struggling single father, it was the moment that changed his life forever. Before we begin, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and never giving up no matter how hard life gets, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories. In the small manufacturing town of Dayton, Ohio, lived a 41-year-old single father named Michael Carter. Life had not been kind to him. 3 years earlier, he had lost his wife, Sarah, after a long illness. Since then, every day had become a battle. He worked odd repair jobs, fixed appliances in neighbors' garages, and spent every spare minute raising his 10-year-old son, Jacob. Money was always short. Some weeks Michael had to choose between paying the electric bill or buying new shoes for Jacob. Their old house creaked during winter storms, and the aging pickup truck parked outside barely started on cold mornings. Yet despite all the hardships, Michael never allowed bitterness to enter his heart. He taught Jacob that hard work, honesty, and perseverance mattered more than wealth. One rainy afternoon, Michael attended an auction held by a large manufacturing company that was clearing out old inventory. The company was owned by a wealthy CEO named Richard Harrison, a man known throughout the state for his arrogance and love of humiliating people he considered beneath him. Michael hoped to find affordable equipment that could help him expand his small repair business. Instead, he became the target of a joke. When Richard noticed the worn-out father studying discarded machinery, he decided to entertain the crowd. Smirking, he pointed toward 6 broken industrial motors sitting in a corner. They were covered in rust, missing parts, and considered worthless scrap. The crowd chuckled as Richard offered Michael all 6 motors for a symbolic price. Everyone knew they were useless. People expected Michael to walk away embarrassed. But Michael looked closely. Behind the rust, he saw possibilities. Using nearly all the cash he had saved, he bought the motors and hauled them home. The laughter followed him all the way to the parking lot. That night, while Jacob slept upstairs, Michael sat alone in his garage examining the damaged machines. Most people saw junk. He saw engineering problems waiting to be solved. For months, he worked after midnight. He salvaged parts from scrapyards. He studied old technical manuals. He rebuilt winding systems by hand. He tested designs over and over again. Some nights everything failed. Some mornings he wanted to quit. But every time he looked at Jacob's sleeping face, he found another reason to continue. Slowly, something remarkable began to happen. Michael discovered a way to redesign the motors so they consumed significantly less energy while producing higher output. The improvement wasn't just a repair, it was an innovation. Local factories noticed. A small warehouse ordered 10 units. Then another company ordered 50. Soon, businesses from neighboring states began contacting him. The tiny garage behind Michael's house transformed into a workshop. The workshop became a manufacturing facility. The facility grew into a thriving company specializing in highly efficient industrial motors. Years passed. The same people who once laughed now studied his success. Michael hired veterans, struggling parents, and workers who had lost jobs elsewhere. He paid fair wages and created opportunities for people others had overlooked. His company became known not only for innovation but also for compassion. Then came the moment no one expected. A major international corporation offered to acquire Michael's business. The deal valued the company at more than $500 million. The struggling father who had once worried about buying groceries had built a $500 million empire from 6 discarded motors. News outlets across America covered the extraordinary story. Reporters asked Michael how he felt about the CEO who had mocked him years earlier. Michael never responded with anger. Instead, he said that every challenge carries hidden opportunity and that sometimes the things people throw away become the foundation of something extraordinary. Meanwhile, Richard Harrison's own company had fallen into financial trouble. Poor decisions and arrogance had slowly damaged the business he once controlled so confidently. The contrast was impossible to ignore. One man saw value where others saw nothing. The other failed to recognize value standing right in front of him. As Michael stood outside his company's new headquarters one autumn evening, Jacob, now a young man preparing for college, stood beside him. Together they looked at the building that had started with 6 broken motors and one father's determination. Michael knew the money wasn't the real victory. The real victory was proving that circumstances do not define destiny. The real victory was showing his son that persistence can overcome humiliation, rejection, and hardship. The real victory was building something meaningful without ever losing kindness. Before we reach the end, I have a special request for you. Please comment below with the words, "Never give up." Your comment may inspire someone who is struggling right now and needs a reason to keep going. As the sun disappeared beyond the Ohio skyline, Michael reflected on the journey that had changed everything. The laughter that once echoed around him had faded long ago. In its place stood thousands of employees, countless families supported by meaningful work, and a legacy built on resilience. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, leave a comment, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue bringing powerful stories of hope, courage, and second chances. Because sometimes, the greatest opportunities arrive disguised as broken pieces of scrap. And sometimes, all it takes to build an empire is one person brave enough to believe that what others call worthless still has value.